Today, guys, we are reading Why Earth Changes, a Modern Folktale. Okay? What is something that you noticed on the first page with the characters? Right. If you look at the cover, you can see that the author has drawn faces inside planet Earth, inside what looks like the moon, and what looks like a star, and which we know that the planet Earth and the stars and the moon does not have a face. So are we dealing with a fictional type story or a non-fiction type story? Fictional type story, okay? And the particular one, the genre is a folk tale. What do you remember about folk tales? Yes. Right, folk tales teach us a moral, a lesson that we're going to find within the story. Very good, yes. And most folk tales are told by Aesop. Very good, that's a good memory. Very good. In this book, you are going to read about how the character changes Earth. As you read, think about how Earth feels at different points in the story. All right, so that's something for us to think about, okay? Let's open our books. Let's read about the genre of folktale. Look for the genre features noted below as you read this book. Use the features to help you understand the text. A folk tale is often a short story. The story may explain something in nature or the natural world. The characters may have flaws or problems. The characters may be animals. The story teaches us a lesson. Let us read. Long ago, there was a planet covered in rocks and soil. Her mother sky named her Earth. When Earth got cold, she gave her sun to warm her. When Earth got sad, sky showed her star, who twinkled brightly. When Earth got lonely, sky gave her moon to be a friend. So this story takes place when?
In space.
When is a time, not a place. This story takes place when? When is a time?
Long ago.
Thank you. Very good. Long ago. So is it happening right now in the present time? No, it's not. Very good. How does the author describe Earth? Covered in rocks and soil. What? One more thing. He used one more descriptive word for Earth.
Sky.
It's covered in rocks and soil, and he said when Earth got cold. One day Earth said, I am just a pile of rock, sand, and clay. I wish I shone like star or glowed like sun. I wish I had mountains and deep valleys like moon. Sky heard Earth's wish. If you want to change, I will send you some helpers, Sky said. How is Earth feeling on page 3? What is he going through?
He wants to be like the other planets.
Yeah, he wants to be something other than himself. And typically when you want to be something other than yourself, you kind of feel like there's something lacking within. You feel like those people are better than you in some way. So you're not seeing something within yourself that you want to see. So you kind of get jealous and envious of other people because you're saying to yourself, I want to be just like them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, page 3, I want you to find the sentence that shows Earth's perspective.
His perspective is, I am just a pile of rocks, sand, and clay.
Very good. I am just a pile of rock, sand, and clay. As if to say, I'm nothing but just this, right? So hopefully within the story, we'll see that he's way much more than he thinks he is, all right? And in folk tales explain how something happens in the natural world comes to be, while also teaching a lesson. Often a theme or message isn't stated outright. But when an idea or an event is repeated, it is a clue to determining the theme of a story. So I am going to look for repeated ideas to determine the theme on page 3. I learned that Earth wants to be different. She says, I am just a pile of rock, sand, and clay. I wish I shone like star or glowed like sun. I know from other folk tales that main characters are often learn a lesson about themselves. I think Earth is happy when she learns that she is different and always changing. So as we continue to read, we're going to keeping an eye out for the theme, okay? Page 4. The first helper to arrive was air. I am all around you, said air. I can be calm and still, or I can blow and make wind. Wind blows my soil around and sends my smallest rocks flying. But how can it change me? Asked Earth. I'll show you, air said. Air huffed and puffed and blew up a strong wind. Tiny grains of sand flew toward a tall rock in the desert. And we can see the wind blowing through the canyons here. Ready? Page 5, 6. Over time, the rock slowly began to change shape. The blowing sand wore away the rock until it looked like a bridge. Look at the bridge, Star said. The wind blew the sand. It wore away the rock and shaped a beautiful bridge. It also made beautiful patterns in the desert that sparkled. This took place over what?
Over time.
Over time. In science, what do we call this? Changes that take place over time that affect rock. Weathering and erosion. Very good. Weathering and erosion. That's what's happening here. Earth smiled. The wind had made her twinkle like star. But Earth says still didn't look like moon. How else can I change? Earth said. So she's still not satisfied after seeing all of this. She's still not happy. She still wants to what? Change. It's beautiful, said Earth, but if water flows everywhere, I won't have any soil left. Water doesn't always flow, the cloud said. When it freezes, it becomes ice. How can ice change me? Earth said. We'll show you, said the clouds. And basically what's happening here are natural events happening in the earth, right? Page 12. 1, 2, 5. Here we go. Air blew in a burst of cold wind. The clouds sent snow and freezing rain. Soon Earth was covered in layers of thick ice called glaciers. Over time, the ice melted and froze. The large masses of ice crept across the land. The glaciers carried the rocks and soil with them as they moved. The ice split the rocks. Over time, the glaciers wore away the rocks and soil, reshaping land. Again, another natural occurring event happening in here. 13. Look at the glaciers, sun said. The ice glimmers and glows. Earth smiled. She did glow like sun, but Earth still didn't look like moon. In time, the ice began to melt. Soon, plants and animals came to live on the land. How does the author describe the ice on page 13? What choice words did he use? Yes.
The ice, glaciers, and glows.
Glimmers and glows. Very good. Okay, around this part of the story, is Earth happy with herself, or does she still want to be someone else? So even after all of her friends thus far are showing her that there's so many beautiful things to you, she's still not seeing it yet. Are you picking up on that? All right, let's continue reading. Earth kept changing, but very slowly. One day, Earth asked Sky, "Can't I change faster?" "Yes," Sky said, "you can change yourself. When the rocky plates that line your surface shift, you can cause an earthquake." Earth pulled at 2 plates with all her might. Then suddenly 2 plates ripped apart. The land shook fiercely and it shifted. So basically, as we were speaking in science before, an earthquake happens when the plate tectonics, they move against each other in a certain way, and then the earth shifts, causing an earthquake. Next page says, the animals nearby felt the shaking and quaking. They were frightened. Earth told them to take cover. When Earth stopped shaking, there was a deep crack. "That was scary," said Earth. "Yes," said Sky. "Change can be scary." There's a message here. What is it?